Hi guys. Hi. Hi, you were the first one yesterday too. Me. I'm super happy to have you here. GRT, yeah, of course. I can do that. I'm learning a lot. Thank you for it. Oh, thank you so much. What is the previous thing that you've been learning? It's very good with the feedback, and also very funny to know what you actually been. I guess it's USDT, right, that you want me to look at. So on GRT USDT, we can see that we were around the support. The market didn't come back down to retest it. And we did also break this previous lower high that we did have. And that means that we are breaking the downtrend. So we did have the downtrend right here, and we still have it. But if we are seeing, okay, so that was on the weekly. And we can also see that on right now on the daily, we did having another downtrend right here that we just broke. But we have to be careful right here, because if we are not seeing the market breaking the lower high that we're having here, we have to be a little bit careful right here. So we can take that one away. So what I would do right now on this pair is definitely wait to see if the market has the power to break the support, the resistance that we're having. And also remember, it's the lower high on the daily that you're having. And you can already see that the market came to that area and respected it. So it just might come back down a little bit more and then have the power to break it. If we're going down to the 4 hour, we can see that we're having a small box right here, and with a box that the market is going sideways. So we want the market to break to the box, and obviously we want to see if the market breaks to the upside. But that's something we have to wait for. But try to spot where the consolidation is, because when you're in a sideways market, it's really easy to lose the money. But if you guys saw mine and Andy's previous video today, the collab that we had, you can take the Fibonacci on the daily from the low to the high. And if we are, I do believe we will continue back down. And why is that? Because you're having this huge bearish candlestick. So it's a lot of power in that candlestick on the daily. So I do believe we will come back down a little bit more, and then you can look at the Fibonacci levels around 0.700 and 0.600. So around that area. And if you're seeing the market starting to break the downtrend to an uptrend, you can use the lower time frames to see that. As long as it not just having huge red candlestick to the downside. So you have to think about that. So right now you have to wait for you don't have to, but that's my advice. You should wait for the market to either come back down to the Fibonacci or if you're seeing the market actually continues up and breaking the lower high, creating a new higher low. And then you're starting to find the entries. You have the previous resistance turning into a support, so breakout, retest. So that's what I see. And looking at Bitcoin, can take these away. And right now on Bitcoin, obviously we are having this huge momentum to the upside. No problem, it's okay. So we can, I'm using the low that we did have right here for that was in March. You have a support right there. As you can see, the market did come up there and respected it. That's why you're seeing the wick on the weekly. You have this huge, not huge candlestick, but you do have a pullback right now. So we have, good day, my hero, good day. If you are, we can start with the 4 hour, obviously. We can take it from the low, and that's around 51,300 to the high that we're having, and that's 55,300. If you're seeing the market right now start to come back down here and respect it, remember you have 2 touches. The first touch is when the market, if the market is respecting it. The second touch is if the market is respecting, but also is closing above the first touch that we did have. If the market now starts to continue to go down, you can use the Fibonacci on the higher time frames. You take it from the low and you take it from the high. And then you just wait and see if the market comes back to this area. And the low is 47,600 and the high is the same high. Looking at this, you can also see that we are, if the market doesn't care about these Fibonacci levels that we're having, it can come back down to the support. And that is also our previous lower high on the daily. So having these two as a confirmations is really good. The market can just continue to the upside. And if it does that, obviously we need the break of the previous high, or I need the break. And then it might come back down and retest the previous high, and then you're having the continuation. But you need to be very careful right now, because when the market is coming to areas that is respecting the weekly and the daily, obviously the higher time frame, I always says this, the higher time frames you're heading to, the more resistance you'll have, even if it's to a downtrend or it's an uptrend. Good morning Mexico. So when we are having this huge candlestick right now, you can see that we're actually rejecting it, and that's because we're having the support since here before. You just might break it, but you need to know why the market is actually going down. Oh, we have Ireland. I see, I can take this quick. I can see the market coming back down to 51,600 or 50,600 if we're looking at the daily. But we can also, if the market doesn't move that much, you can also see the pullback coming back. And we have already tested the 50%. If you're taking it on the 4 hour chart, you can say you take it from the low to the high. And that's around 53,200 and 52,700. Hi everyone, hope everyone's good. So yeah, that's where I think Bitcoin will come to, is at least that's the first target that we'll have. And you can already see that we are respecting it on the 5 minutes. We can see how it looks on the daily, on the 1 hour. And we can still see that we're having this downtrend right here. And as long as the market, and you can see that we do have the support right here right now on the 30 minutes, and you can see that the market's actually respecting it. If the market continues back down one more time, this is what you want to see. You want to see the market breaking to the upside on the lower time frames. And you're starting to buy at the second touch right here. So you need to use the higher time frames to see where it's heading, and then you're looking at the lower time frame to see when the market is actually breaking, because we're having the downtrend right now. We can also see on Bitcoin that if it might break the high that we're having right here, because that's the previous high. This looks like a fake out to the upside, but if you see the market breaking it, comes back down and retest it, then you also might see the market just continue to the upside. Hi guys, hope everyone is good. Someone wanted me to look at, okay, that was Bitcoin. Someone wanted me to look at, so we're going to Solana right now. And we are right now at a previous lower high that we did have on the daily. So the market actually came back down and we are right now retesting it. You can see you have the downtrend. And we do have a huge support right here that the market is respecting. So taking the Fibonacci from the low to the high that we're having, you can see that the market is actually right now in between the 50 and 61%. But if you want to be really sure about the buy and entry, you want the market to break this previous high right here that we're having. You can also look at this area, or this area, just one second. Yeah, I would say something like this. So if you want to buy the market and be sure that we're actually heading to the upside, you want the market to break the downtrend on the 1 hour. If you're seeing huge momentum to the upside, it comes back down and retest it. You'll have your entry about around 160.600, something around that area. Hello everyone, welcome. But have in mind that we are right now at the support. But if you're seeing the market continues and we're breaking the support, then we just might see continuation for a couple of more days. But I don't think we're gonna do that. I think we're slowly, the market just might go sideways, and then it decides to break either to the upside or to the downside. S and X. No, we have not looked at 8A. So on this pair, we're just going sideways on the weekly. So get this. So this looks very choppy on this pair. The market is just going sideways. You can also use this little support right here. The smartest thing to do right now is not look at the lower time frames. You should... Oh, Subscribe. Thank you, Rob. Thank you so much. Right. On this pair right now, I mean, it's really hard to tell where the market's gonna go. Obviously, we do have the support right here that it can retest and come back up to. But when you're having a market, even on the weekly, you don't have a clear direction. The market's just going sideways. The only thing that you can use right now is the support that you're having and the resistance. And in between, you could definitely trade if you're a good trader, spotting how the market is. How the market is actually, if the market's breaking to the upside, but you can definitely do that on the lower time frames. But even on the 1 hour, you're just having a market going sideways right now. You can see that we are in this box right here. So if you want to scalp it, you can definitely do that. But as long as you know how to do that, sure. But I don't have a clear, I need the market to either break to the upside or to the downside, because I don't like when the market looks like this. It's really hard to trade. Where is Mark? He's not here. We can look at ADA. Oh yeah, we're looking at this yesterday. You can see how it looks. Oh, did that happen today? You look at this, guys. This is really good. It's very, oh, Mark is here. Hi, Mark. So this is very good. Look how we were talking about ADA yesterday, and I did have the Fibonacci, and obviously I told you guys that if we are coming back down to the Fibonacci, you can see the break to the uptrend. And this is a perfect example on what I'm talking about. You had the downtrend. So what we are doing when we're using the Fibonacci is that we want to see where the retracement can come back to, and this is really perfect. I'm so happy you wanted me to look at this pair. So we did have the downtrend. Looking at the higher time frames, I did take the Fibonacci from the low to the high on the 4 hour, which gave us the Fibonacci around 2.1 and 2.169. The market came back down to the Fibonacci, also a previous support. And you can see now on the lower time frames how the market actually started to break the downtrend. We did break the previous lower high. We never broke the previous lower low, created a new low or higher low. And then you're having the breakout to the upside, comes back down again and retest the 50%, comes back up again, comes back down again and retest it, but it's just closing beside the previous support that we're having. We can go down to the 5 hours and see, and you'll see that you having is it a morning star? Sometimes they say the morning star, the bullish candle have to be above the previous bearish, depending on how you see the market. But this is a clear sign for you to buy the market. And you can see that we're also closing above the previous touch that we did have. And you also had if you go into the 15 minutes, you also have the engulfing candle right here. So when that candle closed, you press the buy button and you are in the trade. Can you see how perfect that was? Yeah, exactly. You had the inverted hammer, and I love inverted hammers. Those are so good. I always use them, and especially on the high time frames. They're wonderful. Rob, I live stream pretty much. I think during this week I'm gonna do 5 live streams in total, and this is my third. So I'll have 2 more after this one. But okay, sorry. So right now what I see on ADA, obviously we need to look at that. We can do the same thing. We're taking Fibonacci from the low to the high on the 1 hour. Or the 4 hour. We can take it from the 4. You take it from 2.160 to the high, and that's 2.322. You're seeing the market actually retracing right now, so it might come back down here, and you can also see that we're having a previous resistance, also a previous lower high. So the market can come back down here, create its new higher low, because we broke the downtrend, created a higher high because it's higher than the previous highs that we did have, comes back down, give us a higher low. And you have your target to enter the market is around 2.2 and 2.222. Yeah, something around that. Finally, someone to know what he doing. Well, I'm a she, but okay. So someone else wanted me to look at XLM. Is it against USD? I have been trading for, is it 5 years now? I've been doing this for a very long time. It feels like forever, but how long have you been trading, Rob? Okay, so let's see. We were looking at this pair yesterday, and we can see, no, this is not the right pair. So many pairs, I have no idea what was. What was it? I lost myself here, sorry guys. XLM, was that the pair? Okay. Okay, so on the weekly right now, we are like a lot of other pairs. We just almost came back to the previous low that we did have. We're breaking the downtrend to an uptrend. We had a little downtrend right here. Now the market broke it to the upside because you can see that we did have the lower high. The market broke it, came back down and retested it even on the daily. This is how it looks on the 4-hour chart. And I do believe we will continue to the upside. Yeah, excellent, right? This is the right pair, I hope so. So what we can do right now is that we can take the Fibonacci from the low on the 4-hour chart and to the high. So from the low to the high, the previous low that we did have, the previous high that we did have. And we just might see the market coming back down here. But if the market is breaking the Fibonacci level, because I do believe it can be a little tight, use the previous higher high that we did have here on the 4-hour chart. So always try to have multiple zones where the market can come to, just so you can understand, okay, it's breaking the Fibonacci. And if you don't know that we do actually have other levels the market can come back down to and retrace from, If you don't know that, you're gonna be like, oh no, I missed the trade, or what did I do wrong? I mean, the market can come back down to different levels and retest it. But right now, I think you have to wait for the market to come back down a little bit, and you'll have the target. The first target to just wait and see if how it's reacting to it is 0.33, etc., etc. And you can use the previous resistance around here too. So that would I would recommend that. If the market now decides to continue to the upside from here, I would say wait for the market to break this previous high that you're having. You're waiting for the retest. Okay, if you want to see my Fibonacci settings, this is how it looks. So you can screenshot it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you get it? I always do that with people who want to know my Fibonacci. I'm like, okay. I give you 5 seconds and you can take it. Mark, I'm typing. I'm going after N. No problem, guys. So, oh, you missed it? Okay, AC, you'll have 5 seconds left. Oh. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, someone wanted me to look at AAVE. What is that? Going directly to the weekly, and it almost looked the same. What do you mean too fast? I gave it to you two times. That was that was like 20 seconds. Okay, you'll have it one more time. Then I have to continue. Okay, so this is the settings. So you'll have 5 seconds from now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exactly. Okay, so we are now looking at the weekly, and I took it from the low that we did have around 21st of June, and I'm taking it to the high to the around 6th of September. And you can see that we are actually right now in between the 50 and 61% on the weekly, and we're starting to see that we're actually having the break of the downtrend right here. But I do believe we have to break it. You can see that we're actually having trouble breaking it. Okay, but you have to go back. Oh, Reeve, I was just kidding. Okay, so I do believe we have to break this previous lower high that we're having. And you can see that it's having some trouble actually doing that. Just because you're having a Fibonacci is not gonna tell you, oh yeah, right now we're going to change the whole direction. You still have to look at what's happening. You have the low, you have the lower high right here, and right now what you want to see the market do is actually breaking the previous lower high, and it does have problems. So this is very easy for you going down to the 1 hour just to see how it looks. It's really easy for you guys to lose money in a trade looking like this. You can also see right here is really hard. If you're not scalping in between the support and resistance zone, you can see that you had You had the break to the downside, the market came back in, and right now we are just consolidating again. So what I would want to see, if the market actually breaking, it comes back down and retest it again, and then I'll have the entry on the second leg, because this is very messy and it's very so. And if you are someone that hasn't learned how to control your greed or haven't learned to be patient, you don't always have to trade. Remember that you have to wait for the market to come to you. Until then, you're just waiting. Or you can just look at another pair. You don't have to trade 24/7. That's when you're losing your money. Okay, someone wanted me to... I do believe we will come back down more on Bitcoin. We were looking at it just right now. And I can look at it again because there's no one else wants me to look at a pair. So this is what I was talking about on Bitcoin right now. I do have the Fibonacci level, and I took it from the low to the high on the 4-hour chart. And I do believe we will come back down more, because even on the 4-hour, you just have bearish candlestick right now. So before we are going, yeah, and you can look at the 1-hour chart. You can see that you're having this huge candlestick. Obviously, we are at a support. So you either want the market to break 54,600, or you're just waiting to see if the market actually breaking the support and continues down. And the first target that I'm having where we can see the market coming to is around 53,300 or 52,700. Dot. Okay, so I haven't been here before for a long time, it feels, or maybe. Okay, so this is very good also. So this is why it's really important using more than just one zone for them to see where the market can come to. Don't always just have one support resistance, one Fibonacci, because look at this. This is... So I did take the high on the 4-hour right here. So during today, the first 4 hours that we had, the market came down. Looking at the 1-hour chart, I also had this previous support around here. What happened? The market actually came to that previous support, also a previous resistance. And can you see how many wicks we had? And then the market just continued to the upside. This is just a proof how important it is to use all of these different time frames. And you could see on the lower time frames, if we're looking at the 15 minutes, you can see that we maintain the higher lows. And when you're having continuations of higher lows on a support, that's very good. It's easier for you to understand how the market is moving against certain levels than just taking it from nowhere and you have no idea why is the market even here. When you're having, like right now, if you're just using that candle, it's like in the middle of everything. You need the support or you need the resistance to see where the market actually has been and where it's reacting to. So right now it's the same thing. I mean, we have to, or I'm not gonna say what you have to do, but I would recommend you guys to at least wait. We are right now at this previous resistance right here, and we just might see the market coming back down a little bit more. And we can Yeah, when you're having huge candlestick like this, you still have to wait because I guess you want to buy the market. So the market is way too high up. We can take the Fibonacci though on the 15 minutes from the high to the low. And if you're seeing the market just do a quick pullback, you'll have your target around 34 what was it, 33 or 34.19. But that's only if you're seeing the market actually coming back down here and respect it. If I'm gonna take the Fibonacci on the higher time frames, I want to have a bearish candlestick that I can take my fib to, because right now it's just continuing to the upside. It can also come back down right here and just retest the previous resistance that we did have come back down. And you'll see that pullback on the lower time frames on the 15 minutes. So if you're starting to see the market giving you double bottoms right here, you can buy at the second bottom that you're having. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, so this is this pair is screaming, I'm about to take your money, because having huge, I mean, this is crazy, guys. I don't even know. I mean, it looks better on the 4-hour though, but it's really hard. It's just spikes over everything. I would say on Cake USD, breakout retest or breakout retest using the high time frame 4-hour, and taking the resistance and the previous low that we did have. You can see that we're still making, we are having a little uptrend, but the market can come back down to the support too. So because the market seems so choppy, or you have so many wicks right here, it's hard. It's really hard trading that. So I would want to have a clear breakout to see what area we're actually going, because you can see right now on the higher time frames, we are actually in a downtrend. You do have the support right here, but you have to wait and see if it's gonna continue, because you are respecting the previous lower high. If the market breaks to the downside, it just might create a new lower low. QLC. Okay, so on this pair, QLC BTC, what is this? I don't even want to know how it look. Okay, guys, no. How are you even possible? How can you even trade something like this? It's just like make me. This is no way. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna look at that. Rob, I don't use indicators. The only thing that I'm using is Fibonacci, and after that I only use price action and market structure. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that I'm using. Is it Mina against... please guys, if you want me to look at a pair, you have to tell me what... you have to tell... oh yeah, the pair is like that. Well, it gives me headaches looking at that. Marks structure. Okay, SRM, I'm guessing is against USDT. Yeah, it's really horrible. Okay, Jolly, I'm gonna look at that one after this pair. We're taking Fibonacci from low to the high on the daily. We can see that we have already been retesting it, but I do believe we will come back down more. I'm basing that off this candlestick right here, and we're still maintaining the lower highs. Thank you. We're still, yeah, I do believe we will come back down more. We're still making lower highs, lower lows. Even if we did close above this previous low, you need to look at how this daily candle did create, how the daily candle formed yesterday. When you're looking at the chart so much, you start to see how market reacts to certain candlestick. You have the same type of candlestick right here. So when you're having this huge body, a bearish body, you have the candle, and you have the wick right here, and you have the same thing right here. Usually the market fills the wick, and then you see the continuation, and you have the same type of candlestick right here. So I do believe we will, and you can see that the market is still going down. Looking at the lower time frames, we can go to the 15 minutes. You can see that we did break the little pullback that we did have. We were consolidating for a couple of hours. Market broke the consolidation to the downside, broke the support, came back up again and retested the support. So now you just might see the market continuing doing lower highs and lower lows. But when the market comes to the Fibonacci level again, you just might see the market continuing to the upside. So what you need to wait for, the break of the downtrend. When you're having the downtrend, you want to see the break of it, and you'll see the break, so it becomes a new uptrend. Does that make sense, guys? If you want to sell the market, I mean, we are in a downtrend, so you could, okay, you can, if the market comes back up to this support, previous support, and reacts to it, it closed below this previous high, you can definitely sell the market. And that's around 8.100. You could sell the market, and you'll have your take profit around here. Just follow the market, just move your stop loss with the market to entry first, and then you just you follow it. So you're not gonna lose your money, but you just might not gain either. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so it was Jolly's turn. She wanted me to look at Mina against USDT. We don't have so much data on this pair, but we are making. So we are making higher lows, but this is where it might turn back down, because looking at the daily, we can see that we did have a lower high right here. Market started to do a uptrend because we had a little lower high here too. Market broke it, but right now he has troubles to breaking the 4.800 zone right here. And you have the same type of candlestick that I was talking about on the daily, so I do believe we will continue down. You can see that on the lower time frames we are actually right now in a downtrend too, because we are making lower lows and lower highs. So if you would want to continue selling the market, please let the market break this low that you're having, come back up and retest it, and then the continuation to the downside. And why you should wait for the market to break it is because if you're not doing that, if you're not seeing a clear breakout and then a retest, and you're selling right here, you're selling based that you're hoping the market it's gonna break it, not because the market is actually showing you that it's doing that. So never trade based on what you think the market will do. Trade the market when you're seeing the market actually doing what you want it to do. You'd rather have the market taking your stop loss, but you followed your rules, than you just wishing for the market to do what you want it to do. That's why a lot of people are losing money, is because you don't have the patience to wait. You don't understand why the market is moving the way it does. But if you see the market continuing to the upside, because you can also see that we do have this previous support, it just might come back down here and then it will continue up. And if you're seeing the market not breaking the low, you want the market to break the high. Does that make sense, Jolly? If you're still on the live. XRP. Wasn't you, Bihar? There was someone telling me the same thing yesterday. I bought high, I sold low. When we are starting to learn how to trade, everyone reads that you have to buy at the higher low and you have to sell at the lower high, but everyone's doing the opposite. I don't understand why. I've done the same thing. I mean, come on. Trust me. I don't think you even want to know my story. It's so funny when you're starting to think about it. Okay, so we did break this previous. We did have the downtrend. We can look at the, we can take the Fibonacci. I mean, this looks like just looks like Bitcoin. You're having the Fibonacci on the weekly, and you can see that we did come back down and retraced it. And then we can see that we have actually been retesting it. Yeah. Well, guys, you have to understand that losing money in the market is actually the best thing you can do, as long as you're trying to learn why you are losing it. And don't be angry at yourself. No one is perfect. No one's gonna do it 100% in the beginning. That's the whole thing. So right now for XRP, I do believe we will continue to the upside. But I'm taking the Fibonacci right now on the daily from the low about around 0.9 to the high 1.1. I'm having two levels right now. I'm having the previous lower high that we did have here, we are having the Fibonacci around 0.1 and 0. Around 9,600. If you're seeing the market coming back down here or to the Fibonacci levels, these are the areas where you should see. As I always say, if you're seeing the market starting to break to the upside, you'll find your entries on the higher lows. And then you see the continuation, because we just might have a little downtrend right now, because you can see that we did have trouble breaking this high that we're having, and obviously the market needs to pull back. It needs to do that. So I don't even understand why people are panicking when the market is going. If you're an uptrend and you're seeing the market the market doing a pullback, it's in the pullback, it's at the end of the pullback you want to buy the market or sell the market. So this is what we are waiting for right now. So this is a good thing if we're seeing the market coming back down here. And remember, have the patience, guys. You rather buy the market around here than you buying the market here. Market comes back down here and then it goes up. Even if you're in profit, it's not worth the feelings that you're going through. Front USDT. Okay, so if this is the one you want me to look at, well, I don't have so much right now, but I'll give it a try. Market going sideways. Market is going sideways right now, and because I don't have much data to use, we had a little down. Oh, this is the 1 hour. Yeah. So we're just consolidating right now. It looks like the market is actually on its way down to the support again. So you either wait for the market if it comes back down and then you see it slowly goes up, or if you're seeing the market breaking the support. But be aware that it just might be a fake out and the market can come back in again and then start to do it like this. That usually that's Coinbase. Okay. Oh, this is not. Oh, it's Binance. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Maybe I already have that pair. Or was it front? I do believe we have been looking at it. Nope. This is Binance, guys. That sounded pretty British, yeah. Is there someone that speaking from England? We had someone from Ireland, and I know they're talking something like this, something like that. But guys, this is no, what was it? Coinbase? What was it? You're confusing me now, guys. Coinbase. I don't have it. Maybe this one. Oh yeah, we can look at this one. It's a little bit more. Not a good British accent. Okay. I think I looked at this one yesterday and I told you guys that this one is very hard to trade when you're having so many wicks to the upside. And I mean, if you are having a friend that starts trading, please don't give them this pair, because they're never ever gonna trade one more time because they will lose all of their money. Like, look at this pair. Stop loss hit, another stop loss hit. Come on, what? This is really hard. Like, have no structure. It's just like, it's just crazy, guys. Okay. I mean, you know what? Yeah, it really is, but some cryptos, they're like more, some of them, they're terrible. Like this one, I'm sorry guys, I'm not even gonna. This is what I'm talking about. It's really hard trading these. Like, when you're taking, I'm not gonna say what you're gonna do, but please trying to take a pair that actually shows you like clear market structure is not, I mean, this is, I don't even know what this is. It's just like, it's really, really hard. It's really hard. Don't try to confuse yourself more than what usually we traders already are. Binance. Do you recommend selling everything before corrections? It depends if you're finding a good entry. I'm not gonna tell you buy and sell right now. You have to know where to buy and where you should have your targets. When you're selling in a pullback, you need to make sure that you understand where the market can come to, and then go back up. So you're not sitting on a sell forever and then the market takes your stop loss. You need to understand you need to have a good entry and obviously know where to have your take profit. And I mean, you don't have to sell everything, but okay, so we just broke this previous lower high that we're having. We do have the spike to the downside on the weekly. We can see right now that we are having huge candles, huge wicks to the downside, respecting the lower high that we're having. We can take the Fibonacci from the low to the high, the previous low that we're having to the previous high that we're having, and that is also the previous lower high that we are having right here. So if you see the market, you let the market come back down a little bit more, because right now you're having a huge bearish candlestick. But I want to see how it looks on the one, and on the 1 hour, it's just doesn't look good. We're still having a downtrend, kind of, right here. Yeah, if you're not an experienced trader, I would not recommend you to sell or buy in a pullback. You really need to know targets. You need to be more advanced, because otherwise, I mean, it's hard for you, even it's very hard for people to even, you know, gain money in a market that goes straight up, even if they're trying to find buy opportunities. So for you to now start selling in a pullback, no, I wouldn't recommend that. No, start to understand how to actually earn money. The trend is your friend, right? The trend is your friend. Follow the trend. Start with that, and with time you'll have your experience. Okay, so you need to see how, I do believe we will come back down a little bit more, but having the 1561% as target around 22.12 and 21.96. And after that, if you're seeing the market slowly starting to break to the upside, you'll find your entries on the higher lows that it will create. Bitcoin out. Just 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I want to see how Bitcoin actually is moving right now. I don't believe we should start to buy the market yet. So what I do believe right now we have to do is obviously wait for Bitcoin too. Even if we are at the support around, I think I took it from the 15 minutes. We did actually break it, but I want to see what the market is doing against 54,200, around that area. I want to see if the market comes back up and retest it and then comes back down again. So I wouldn't do anything right now if the market didn't break this level right here between 54,200 and 54,100, around that area. If you're seeing the break, you just might buy the market around that area. But if it just continues back up right now and then you'll see another rejection against it, I do believe we'll come back down a little bit more, even if we're having this huge bullish candlestick right now. If we are going to the higher time frames, yeah, you're having the huge wick right now. You're having a huge bearish candlestick. I don't believe the market will continue up right now, but that's just how I see it. Yeah, I do believe we can come back down to the 61% area. Yes, I do. I do believe we have Dodge. I hope well. Oh, no problem, Tia Gorax. I'm happy you're learning something. it is it. Ethereum against Bitcoin. So we are looking at how the market actually didn't have the power to break the high right here on the weekly. We can see that we did have a small uptrend right here, and the market actually broke it, something like that. It depends. You can see, you can correct it on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, so we can see that the market did break this uptrend when the market broke this low right here. So you had the higher high, you had the higher low, you had the higher high, you had the higher low. Market didn't want to break the previous higher high. Market broke the higher low, created a low, created a lower high, created a new lower low. So what we can use of this is this previous lower low, I'm sorry, that we're having. Yeah, I can just we need to wait and see if the market comes back in here. This could be a fake out, but I definitely would recommend you to wait and see how the daily candle actually is will close, or if you're starting to see the market actually coming back up here. It could be a fake out. It could look something like this. The market comes back down, comes back up again, comes back down to the support, and then you'll see the continuation to the upside. That's why it's really important when you're trading, I always want to have 2 touches, because otherwise it's really easy to get faked out. You can see the market came back down to this support, this previous resistance. So right now you can see how the market reacts to this level right here, the previous support, or this level right here. If it comes back down and retest it one more time, and then you just might see the continuation. Because on the overall picture, we are still doing a uptrend, but on the lower time frames, we did break the downtrend, the uptrend. So that's why I always follow market structure. I always follow market structure and how it reacts against the levels that we're having. So I would say wait right now for the market to come to the previous support, or the previous support that you had around 0.067 thousand, or you're coming back to 0.063 thousand. Example of 2 touches. Okay, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 2, but I'm gonna see. This market is very choppy. I'm gonna take it from. I'm just gonna give you a very good example. So for example, right here, I can take this away. So let's say you have the support right here, right? So this is a breakout retest. So you see the market breaking to the downside, right? Market comes up. If you want to, you can trade off this. But when the market comes back down and comes back up again, but it's closing below the previous touch that you had, and you also have an inverted hammer. This one is the inverted hammer, I think it's called that. You're having that inverted hammer telling you, hey, we're not gonna break this level right here. You have the first touch, you have the second touch closing below the first touch, and you're selling when this candlestick is closing. Boom, you're in profit. Did you understand what I was talking about? I don't trade every day, but I'm looking at the chart every day. I could trade every day if I wanted to, because it's always opportunities. But I mean, it's different days. So for example, these last 2 weeks, I've been having trouble trading because I've been moving to a new apartment. So I haven't been very focused. So I actually haven't been trading, because you all know you need to be very focused when you are looking at the chart. I guess it's Gala against USDT. Thank you so much. Okay, so if it is Gala USDT you wanted me to look at, you'll have the previous resistance right here, Fibonacci. It's really hard when I don't have more to look at, but it looks like we're in an uptrend. But hey, you are right now at the daily Fibonacci. Right now you are at the 50%, around 0.09 thousand. We are still having the downtrend. I do believe we will come back down a little bit more. Yeah. But look at this. You also have this support right now that's respecting the 50%. Going back in time, you can see that we have been here for many times. If you're confused with the regular candlestick chart, you can go to the line chart and you can see more clearly. And with the line chart, you always only have where the body has closed, so you don't have any wicks around here. Looking at the chart right now, can you see how different it looks? It's easier sometimes to have the line chart just to see how many times the market actually haven't touched it. But on this pair, I definitely want the market to, if it's not coming back down more, to not get faked out. I would definitely want to see the market breaking the resistance that we're having, coming back down and create a new higher low. Because when you are buying, guys, you want to buy at the higher low, right? You don't want to trade at the higher high. You want to trade at the higher low. You just need to understand where the higher low is. And to be sure that we're actually on its way up, we need to break the downtrend that we're having. Don't start to buy in a downtrend just because you think the market would do that. If you're buying right here, you'll be in profit, and next time you're looking at the charts, the market is down here because it respected the previous lower high that we're having. So depending on what type of confirmations you'll have, you need to find in a downtrend, you want to buy as high as possible. You want to buy at the lower high. These are the lower highs. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low. You don't want to start to sell right here at the lower low. And this is something that we all do in the beginning because we don't understand how the market is moving. So for you right now, okay, you have to wait. It sucks, but it sucks more to lose your money. And then when the trade actually is going going the way you thought it would, you don't have money because you started to buy around here. You started to buy around here. And the market comes back down. Guys, you need to know about these things. It's very important. Do you have your trades open overnight? I mean, sometimes it depends if the market is usually the market is taking my take profits or my stop loss during the day. But I mean, it's different. Thank you for analyst, no problem. But do you use volume indicators? No, I don't. I don't use volume. I don't do that. I only use the Fibonacci and all of the things that you're seeing right now. Shiba. Is it against USDT or USD? Okay, so we were looking at this one, I think, yesterday, and we could clearly see that I still have, we do have this huge momentum to the downside right now. So I do believe you have to wait for the market to come. Oh, thank you so much. I'm learning more with you than looking other traders. Oh, that's very nice. I'm very happy. I'm trying to make it very simple for you guys because I know how hard it is I'm just trying to explain to you how I would like someone to explain to me. Well, on this pair, you can obviously see that the market is retracing back right now. So you have to have the targets from where you think the market actually can come back down to. And I want to see where I did have the Fibonacci. Okay, so I think it was a long time ago I was looking at this pair, so we need to make some adjustment around these. So we'll take it from the 4-hour chart. I would say, because I think we went back in time, we used this previous resistance right here back in May. What country are you from? Hazen? Sounds like you're from Denmark or something. So I do believe you have to wait for the market to come back down again. You're having two huge bearish candlesticks to the downside. This is screaming not buy the market. Do not buy the market yet, because you're having you're having huge momentum right now. So the first target that you can see, but I think we will break it, is this previous resistance that we're having around 0.00002,400, around that area. But I do believe we can focus on the Fibonacci that we're having. I took it on the 4-hour chart. I took it from, oh, it's really hard with all of these numbers. Okay, so 0 point hundreds of zeros, 1268 to the highest point right here you're having your 50 and 61%. Okay, good. You're having your 61% around. I'm taking the four last numbers, 2035 and 2308. So just wait for the market to come back down here, and then we'll see what's happening. If the market is breaking that area, you have to use other zones right here. You're having a previous support on the 4 hour. If it's breaking that support, you're having your next support around here. So that right now you just have to let the market fall. You have to do its retracement. And something that I learned when I also was a newbie was that you don't want to catch a knife falling. And you don't want to buy a market falling down. It will only hurt your account, and it will only hurt your feelings. And there's no one else's fault than yours. Don't burn your hands. Exactly. Okay, we are looking at EUSUSDT. We're going down to the 1 hour. And we did also break the downtrend, because you did break the previous lower high that we're having. So you can use the previous lower high on 4.386, around that area. You just might see the market coming back down a little bit more. Just right now on this pair, we're just consolidating. So you would want to see the market either break the consolidation to the upside, or it just might come back down to the support again and retest it, and then it continues. And if the market is coming back down to the support, you'll also have a previous lower high right here. But we already been here 2 times. So the market just might not come back down again. And we can see that we are actually making lower highs right now on the 4 hour. But we do have a lot of wicks on the daily. So if we are breaking this higher low right now, if you're seeing the market breaking the higher low, comes back down, you'll have this as a target where you can see the market coming back down to. If it's not breaking that lower high, higher low, I'm sorry, that we're having, I would recommend you to wait for the market to break this previous high that we're having around 4.900, around that area. So this is what I see. So I do believe we can wait. At what time is it getting dark in Stockholm? Well, it's always dark in Stockholm. Matic. Didn't I have it here? It's so confusing. I guess it's against USDT. What do you think about cup and handle BTC patterns? Well, you know, I don't know if I'm a boring trader, but I don't use that. I only use Fibonacci. I only use market structure. I only use a price action. That's like the only thing that I'm using. I Even if I have EMA right here or volume, I don't use them at all. I don't. I try to keep it so simple when I'm trading, like so simple as possible. Okay, so we are looking at Matic, and I'm taking the Fibonacci on the daily from the lowest point to the highest point. And we are still doing a little downtrend right now. You can see that we are making, we are making lower highs right here. We did respect this previous support, and right now we're seeing that we're having a triangle. So even if the market can come back down again, retest it, come back up, or you just might see the market breaking to the downside, comes back down to the Fibonacci level, and then you just might see the market coming back up again. So we could definitely respect this previous lower high that we're having. And you can see that the market has actually been touching the previous lower high right here around 1.237. And we haven't come down to the Fibonacci levels. It doesn't have to come back down to the Fibonacci either. It's just for us to be, if the market does come back down, it's better for us to see where it can come back down to. But I do believe we will continue back down a little bit. So using the support right here is very good for you to see if it's going to hold the support or if it's going to breaking. If it's breaking the support, you're waiting for the market to come back down to around 1.200 and 1.100. Mark, I'm simple, so I'll be fine. But if you see the market breaking this previous lower high, you could also see a continuation to the upside. And that's 1.300. Ethereum. Okay, so we are having Ethereum. And I have this drawings on since yesterday. I was recording a video, but I can tell you right now. And right now you can see that we are respecting the previous daily resistance that we're having right here. Around 3,620. So we just might see the market. Starting to do its pullback. So you'll continue to see lower highs and lower lows. So the first target to have the pullback from is around 3,478. If it's breaking that zone, we can go back to. We can take the Fibonacci. And when you're taking the Fibonacci from the low to the high on the 4-hour, you'll see that the 61% actually is combined with the previous resistance that we're having. And why the market right now is resisting this place? Well, it's because we're at a previous resistance on the daily. That's why. Okay, so I'm gonna take this last pair right now. I'll go USDT. Okay, so how long did it take to become confident in your trading system? Please share the experience. when was it? It was maybe, I think it was around my fourth, in the beginning of my fourth year. I think it was that. And that was after I've been studying the market like every single day. Every single day. I've been studying. I have been on the charts since 2018, every single day. But when I started to understand was when I started to know how market structure actually worked, not only on one time frame, but how market structure is working between all the time frames. So you have one time frame on the daily and the market looks in a certain way. Then I started to break it down to the lower time frames, and I started to puzzle everything together. Okay, in a downtrend it looks like this, in an uptrend it looks like this. So this is how it looks when it's breaking it. So it's really hard to tell. I mean, I don't know. I think it was the beginning of my fourth year I started to become very confident in what I was doing. Okay, so we are right now, can you see how it came back up to this previous lower high? We did respect it. So right now we just have to wait and see if the market will break. Look at this. You'll have the downtrend. Okay, so for you to be sure about the market is actually on its way up, because right now we did respect this previous lower high around 2.0. You want to see the market breaking that area and then come back down. If you're seeing, even you can also see on the 4-hour chart that we do have this downtrend. If you are breaking, you'll have this as a support. And just 1 second, I just need to. Okay, so this is a good area. You have the previous support, also a previous resistance right here, also a higher high, also a higher low. Market came back down here and actually respected it. Okay, bye Mark, thank you for having you here. So right now we are just moving sideways. I would say if the market breaks this 4-hour lower high that we're having, it comes back down and you can actually see not a fake out, that meaning the market closes a bearish candle inside of the inside of the consolidation again. You need to have a clear rejection above. It has to close above this previous resistance. Have your second touch around that area as long as it's above the first touch right here. And then you just might see the continuation to the upside. But if you're seeing the market coming back down again to the low that we're having, and it also closes above, you just might see the market continue to the upside again. But remember to look how the candlestick is looking. You don't want to have a candlestick like this going down and then you think the market will, and then you're starting to buy the market. You need to have the rejection. Okay, bye Wesley. So let the market right now decide which what direction. Will it continue to break to the downside? And if it does continue, the next target you'll have, you might see the market coming back down to, is around 1.500. Or if it's breaking this previous support, previous resistance that we're having. Did you understand what I was talking about? Okay guys, so this was the last pair. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if there's anyone new on this channel, I'm very thankful for you being here, and obviously all of the other people too. I'm very happy to be able to do this together with you. And if there's anything that you're wondering, comment on my videos, ask something, and I'll bring it up on my next video, or the next live, because I'm having a lot of lives. I'm trying to do it just as Andy, and it's very good having lives so we can connect with you guys. If you are not in our Telegram group, you can see the link below. Be there with us. It's a lot of people talking all the time, not just me and Andy. You have Mark, you have, who is it more that we're having? You have a lot of guys. You have and females too. So please click the link below and you have the Telegram group right there. So thank you everyone for being on this live stream with me, and we see each other I'm gonna have a live stream tomorrow. So I hope you have a good day wherever you are in the world. So bye guys. Bye bye. Have a good day.